I'm Alan Weiss, and this is the writing on the wall. Hi, I'm Alan Weiss. Welcome to Writing on the Wall, episode 29. I call this one Anality. That's right, I'm sitting down here on my rear end appropriately because this episode is on a word I've created called anality. You can guess what it means. Now, I'm not talking about OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. It's a legitimate psychological disease, and if you want to see a really great movie about it, there's one called Jeffrey, which we screened at the Newport Film Festival. I would advise you to find it. I'm not talking about people who have a disease. I'm talking about people who are just overly anal, anality. I'm talking about people who tell me they've read 247 pages in my book and found 3 typos, and they are aghast that the book has been ruined for them, that it doesn't show me at my best, that I shouldn't deal with that publisher anymore because of 3 typos and 247 pages. When I ask them what they thought about my key points, they don't know what they are. You know why? They're focused on the typos. Anality. Get a grip. And most of these people who have complaints, when they send them to me, they have spelling errors. They have syntax errors in their email. They have signature files that make no sense. Yet they're upset with me about a minor error here and there. I did work for Mercedes-Benz North America for quite a few years. And when I started with them, they have a series of presenters. They were more concerned with the format of the slide than they were with the content of the presentation. Every slide had to have the same format, be perfect, in the right colors with the right logo. So format trumped content. It made no sense. Anality. I sent something to an insurance company that was interested in my work. I sent them my press kit. And the human resources person there, who else, actually sent me back one of the interview articles I had in there because it was a duplicate. And they said, you had 2 of these in your press kit. I'm sending back the extra one. Please, it was there on purpose. It was a test to see if you were an HR person. Apparently you are. I remember when we had to line up straight and we couldn't talk and we had to follow a certain line. The problem was I was 5 years old. It was the 1st grade. How useful is that today? Anality is just fatal to entrepreneurs. I mean, who requires strict adherence to guidelines? Low-level people. Entrepreneurs don't need this, and they don't need to deal with people who deal with this. Bureaucracy is the triumph of means over ends, and anality is the fuel of bureaucracy. You know, people say, oh, be careful. One of my book editors said, be careful. You can't say the triumph of means over ends because, you know, not everything is right and some means are important. Listen, life's about results. And if you focus on the wrong side of the ledger, you focus on input, not output, that's anality. Life is about results, not at any cost, but I assume I'm dealing with undamaged people. I assume I'm dealing with ethical people, and so should we all. In fact, keep watching because the next video in the series will be on assumptions. So when people are highly anal, they're assuming fault, they're assuming error, they're assuming incompetence. Anything that's really critical, anything where life and death is a factor, has redundant systems, say a 747. We don't need such redundant systems in a book or a speech. People forgive errors. It's not about perfection, it's about success. The search for perfection leads to a lack of success. It will also turn you into a fool. And a fool is someone, in my book, whose stupidity is made visible. And one way to make stupidity visible is to focus on things that require anality. I was in a restaurant. The man at the next table, before he ate, counted his shrimp. He had shrimp in some kind of capellini or something. And it was supposed to be 6 shrimp and he had 5. He calls the waiter over. And he says, you know, there's only 5 shrimp here. And the waiter says, sir, perhaps if you moved your pasta. Sure enough, there was the 6th shrimp. Come on, let's stop worrying about this stuff. Some send me corrections. They find an error on my website in some article and they send me the correction. Now some play gotcha. They'll say, you know, on page 4 there are 3 errors, but they don't tell me where the errors are. Like I'm supposed to go hunt and seek. I just delete that. But some tell me there's an error in line 4. It should be IT''S and not just ITS. And then they say, since I've done you this favor, could you in return coach me for a month on this issue I'm facing? No, I can't. I'll leave the error in. Thank you very much. So here's some free advice to all of you who suffer from anality. Let it go. Stop worrying about it. there's an error in the very next scene you'll see. Try to find it. Hey, Ko, you see? Even Koufax can respond to something other than his full name. Ko, come on, let me get off my butt here. Koufax, come on, Koufax. Let's go, Koufax. Come on, Koufax. Good boy.